I made the boldest move in my life.
So right when Angie's List was awesome.
In 2014, I didn't have money and I needed to advertise. So,
Angie's List died off and you just took matters into your own hands.
I am the brand. I don't care about platforms. If YouTube goes out of business tomorrow, I'll go to TikTok. I'll go to Instagram.
Well, he's right. So,
and I know every Saturday, every Sunday, you have to have night hours. You have to have date hours.
We've only gotten better. So guys, they say it takes 88 miles an hour in a DeLorean to see into the future. We're not going to do that today. We're going to sit here, we're going to talk, we're going to go back in time to my friend Dmitry Lipinskiy's journey. He came from Siberia, Russia, and he came here when he was first here. He was just living in his vehicle. And through the years he's been here, what, 10, 12 years?
20
years. He's been able to go from living in the back of a vehicle in the middle of the winter to building 4 or 5 businesses. Dmitry, so when you were in Georgia, is that correct, when you're doing flooring and working on your own? And at that point, you were just a new immigrant. You didn't speak much English, but there must have been something inside you that said, hey, I'm in this country, there's opportunity. I want to not only assimilate, but I want to be a part of this opportunity and go after that. That fire must have been in you. What was it that made you move from Georgia to Minneapolis?
Family reasons. My mother-in-law got cancer. At that time, we had 4 kids. I was in flooring business, working all the time. My wife was stay-home mom, and her mom used to come visit us every year, like Thanksgiving, holidays. So she got cancer. We did not know if she's gonna make it or not. The closest person to you, I told my wife, let's move back to Minneapolis. And my wife asked me, what are you gonna do there? So the same thing I do here. I sold my flooring business, moved to Minneapolis, and decided to open a roofing business instead because it was so far apart. I didn't want to be in flooring anymore, and opened my roofing company there.
Sorry to hear about her mom, and I hope she's okay.
Yeah, she made it. She fought the cancer. She just hosted a Thanksgiving party for everyone a couple of weeks ago.
That's wonderful. That's awesome. To survive cancer is very difficult. I'm sure it was tough for her. So you started Storm Group Roofing in what year?
2013.
Okay, so right when Angie's List was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that didn't work out so good, did it?
It was good. It was Angie's List was the best thing that happened to us. I met Angie actually 2015. We were like one of the highest rated companies in Minneapolis. First year in business, we did 90% of our business was coming from Angie's List, and then in 2018 we have over 700 reviews that were no longer even there, but the business still was fine. You have to diversify.
Absolutely. So when Home Advisor bought Angie's List, we all know what happened. You lost all those reviews. You found a way to diversify. What was your initial move? Like, hey, Angie's List isn't working anymore. What am I going to do? Am I going to knock doors? Am I going to go to marketing agencies? Like, what at that moment did you say, hey, I got to do something? What am I going to do? And what did you do?
Listen, in 2014, I made the boldest move in my life. If you told young Dmitry that I'm going to be a YouTuber, I would laugh. I'm an introvert. I don't like stages. I don't like cameras. Nobody's comfortable on the camera. But in 2014, I didn't have money and I needed to advertise. So I'm a firm believer that if you're the business owner, you have to spend majority of your time talking about yourself. And that's my keynote today. Unfortunately, most business owners and most people in the trades, they have this mentality that if my work is good enough, people will follow me, word of mouth, blah, 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 referrals, my work speaks for itself. It does not work like that. Attention span is so small these days that if you're constantly not telling people how good you are, how good your product is, what is actually you do, you're going to be forgotten. Now, most people think that it comes from pride, ego, like, oh, you like to talk about yourself, you're full of yourself, your ego is so big. It's actually opposite. If you don't tell people what you do and how good you are, I think that your ego is big. I think you have a problem with the pride. Like, what, are you too good to tell people about your service, about your product? Yes. You're too good to, like, people think, oh, it's boasting, or no, it's not. It's actually opposite. And when I realized that, I make myself vulnerable, and marketing is humiliating. You go in, you expose yourself, entire world, you tell people that you're going to build something, your product, that you're the best of the best. Why not? Like, if you're not going to talk about your company, nobody will. So what I did is I started a YouTube channel, for my roofing company, 2015, 2016, I became popular. I was coming to homeowners' homes and people like, hey, Dmitry, I feel like I already know you because they watched some of my videos. I have a YouTube video on every page of my website at that time, and it did the trick. So I am the brand. I don't care about platforms. You know, if YouTube goes out of business tomorrow, I'll go to TikTok, I'll go to Instagram. I learn the art of telling people about what I do. It does not come with, you know, my love for attention. It comes from necessity to tell people what it is that I do. And you have to tell people, like, listen, I talked to a contractor other day. He said that his neighbor, his real good neighbor, they're really good friends, 2 houses down, his neighbor replaced the roof. So he's a roofer. He does not have wrapped vehicles. He does not advertise, right? His neighbor replaced the roof with someone else. He's like, dude, why did you do that? Oh, I forgot that you do roofs. I promise you this, like stormproof, my entire neighborhood, like people would come to me, it's like, oh, I pass you all the time. I see a stormproof wrapped vehicles on your driveway, like trailers, yard signs, right? You know, you owe it to your people. But imagine if your neighbor got scammed or got a roofer and they did a horrible job. I mean, so what, are you too good to drive a wrapped vehicle in your neighborhood? Because what, people will find out that you do work in the trades? Like, what's wrong with us? But a lot of people are like, no, my work speaks for for itself. No, you speak for yourself, not your work.
Absolutely. So what really happened is you just, you know, Angie's list died off and you just took matters into your own hands without relying on other agencies, like, and you figured it out and you did really well.
We have 17 Google reviews. So we have 750 Angie's List reviews and we have 17 Google reviews.
Yeah.
That was the starting point. But the sales never, I understood the marketing, I understood the offers, I understood how to craft and offer something to people. We went to magazines, to Google, to Facebook, social media, everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And so then you built out Storm Group. You eventually decided to sell that and go full steam ahead with YouTube and Roofing Insights.
Yeah, so parallel, I started making content for my homeowners, but some of the content I wanted to make was not for the homeowners, but for roofers. I'm like, I have to separate it because you want to know who your audience is and you want to feed that audience. So I'm not going to put something in front of my homeowners that they have no business to see. So I started Storm Group Roofing, a YouTube channel. 2 years later, I started Roofing Insights YouTube channel. And it took me a year and a half to bypass Roofing Insights, my Storm Group Roofing channel, by popularity. And then it started taking off, like 3 years, no monetization, no nothing. And when we had 30,000 subscribers, brands start coming to me, start sponsoring me, the show. And I'm like, you know what? I can build a business out of it. And I did.
And you did. And if I understand correctly, if I put this in the chat recently, and I think you're at between 32 and 35 million views.
I mean, monthly we get like 500. I don't even know. It's more than that. I think we're getting like 500,000 views per month just on YouTube. But then there's a Facebook. I mean, sometimes we get like 3 million views on Instagram in 1 month. I mean, it's like it goes up and down everywhere.
Yeah. And so then on top of that, you know, you've done other things, but one of my favorites is Directory. And so I know that I saw one of your videos and you said that you were, I think you said you were in an airport or somewhere and you saw the word directory and it just kind of popped, right? Can you tell me a little bit about how you got the idea and the journey and how it's going now with directory?
So the idea came actually in 2018. I was devastated with the Angie's List going away. I hated that we contractors don't have a solid platform. Like, you know, if you need to taxi, car, you go to Uber, Lyft. If you buy a house, there's a Zillow. There's go-to places for everything, but contractors we don't have a household name that connects homeowners and contractors. And Angie's List to me was the place. It was the same. I was the biggest advocate of Angie's List. I was speaking on the stages, teaching people how to be successful on Angie's List. And I'm like, what will it take to rebuild the idea of Angie's List as glory? Like, there was things we liked, there's things we didn't like, but at the end of the day, it's just a marketplace. Yeah. So I got the idea to rebuild marketplace, Angie's List, like, not like everything there. I like there's other things that are very unique to us. So I set on a mission to build my own marketplace. Took me 2 years from idea to actual launch. So we launched at the end of 2019. And so we launched it. It's been 5 years. So far, so good. We have like 600 contractors, growing super fast. It's a marketplace. So you come, you find a contractor. We back up every transaction for $30,000. So if you give money to any of our contractors and anything happened with him, I mean, he gets hit by the bus, he dies. I mean, people go to jail, people go through divorces. Like, who knows? Like, we have cases where we back transaction and then something happened to it. We have one guy. He was sober for 7 years, and he could not, like, he has very long relationship, and the girl dumped him, and he nothing bad happened. It's actually a very good story. He's still on directory today, but he does the job and the roof leaks and homeowner cannot reach him, but it was a directory leak. So they reached out to us, file a claim. We could not reach him. They could not reach him. But what ended up happening, after the girl dumped him, he started drinking again. Nothing bad happened, but he did not trust himself. So he went in rehab and checked himself in, so he doesn't do anything bad, right? He didn't want to go back but he was absent for 30 days. Yeah. The homeowner freaked out. I came in, wrote a check, took care of the leak, right? Things happen. I mean, we're the company of second chances. Just because, we have a contract, like we have one contractor, he's a roofer. He took on a siding job, did a horrible job. And roofers, guys, stay in your trade. Don't do jobs that you're not in business to do. Anyway, they could not figure out how to fix it. I ended up hiring another contractor, pay him like $6,000. He redid everything. And I told the contractor, listen, I back you up, but you're not a siding. Don't take any more siding job. He's like, Dmitry, I will never do it again. So we are there for the homeowner and for the contractor. Mistakes happen. And sometimes when mistakes happen, homeowners want another contractor. Sometimes it escalates where it's not legal action yet. You can't like sue contractor because he did a bad job and he's willing to fix. You just don't want to deal with him. So we're that concierge service middleman. I'm a contractor. I know, what homeowner wants, but I also know what the contractors want. And sometimes I want to be the most reasonable party in this dispute if it ever happens. Yep. If there's any differences of opinions, we're going to come in and say, sometimes homeowners in the wrong.
Yeah.
But we're going to settle the case and
yep.
make a offer to both parties, and we're really good at that.
So it's kind of like the Better Business Bureau on steroids, right? Because with the Better Business Bureau,
there's
all
no
they
guarantees.
can do is leave a review and take your rating down. Yeah. There's no check. Better Business Bureau doesn't write checks, they take checks, right?
Exactly. We're a new trust, yes.
Right. And so, quick question. So if you had under 2 minutes and you were a salesman in front of a homeowner and you had under 2 minutes to explain what directory is, they have never heard of it, they don't understand the concept, what would you say?
I would say that there are a lot of platforms where you can find the contractors. If you find a contractor on directory.com, everything with your project is covered. You probably don't believe in warranties because manufacturer warranties, they're full of conflict of interest. Oftentimes when something goes wrong, manufacturers blame a contractor blames material. Directory covers it all. It's think about it as a warranty umbrella policy for entire project. You have problem with the workmanship, directory covers it. You have problem with manufacturer defects, directory covers it. We stop circles and pointing, blaming fingers. We write checks within 30 days. You file a claim, we investigate, we figure out who is in the wrong. We want to make sure if you have been promised something, it will be delivered, or else. We will deliver it or your money back. I believe that we live in a world where people don't believe in warranties anymore. People don't believe in marketing promises anymore. Everything sounds too good to be true. And we're here to take it, to backing up any promise that anybody made. As long as job is registered on directory.com, we cover it.
And the customer could register it themselves, right?
They can register themselves or a contractor can register.
Okay, so I don't want to tie you up all day, but I have two more things. So Business Hats podcast, I noticed that you posted recently that you're doing pretty well. Can you elaborate?
What do you mean doing pretty well?
With Business Hats podcast, so you're ranking better, you're sticking with it, you're doing well. What's your podcast journey been like and where do you see it going in the future?
I love podcasts. I love the format. I think it's the future. People, attention span is a problem, but at the same time, there are times where you just scroll. We're all addicted to like TikToks and Instagrams and stuff. But if you have a long drive, if you're on a plane, if you're mowing your grass, you need to listen to a real conversation. and I feel like I'm becoming a better journalist over 8 years. We are tired of BS. Like someone has to say how it is. Someone has to call out the truth. Like, don't be afraid to be controversial. Don't be afraid to speak up the truth. You know, stop with the political correctness and kissing everybody's butts, because in reality, everybody see right through you. Like if you're my sponsor in, you know, I've been pulled on this conference, people asking me for feedback. I always tell you the most honest thing that you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I feel like that's our secret to our podcast. People, you know, if someone's sitting in front of me and they're just full of it, people know I'll call it. Like, even if you're my best friend, I'll say it how it is. And I think people feel it, that, hey, Dmitry is not just kissing ass, and I say it how it is. It's in my
I can
DNA.
personally vouch for that, because I've shown Dmitry quite a few videos, and he's given me the honest feedback, and I'm kind of like, and then I'm like, well, he's right. So we've only gotten better. So also, you have a radio show, right? Mm-hmm. And you do that once a week?
Yep.
And you'll invite other contractors, and you'll talk about things. How is that going?
Very good. It's very fun experience. It makes you extremely disciplined to have something on a regular schedule, because every Tuesday at 1 p.m. there's a radio show. And it made me so much better, because podcast, you can film, edit, blah, blah, blah. You know, when you have 3 co-hosts, you just roll at, like, we're just rolling, like we're just going. There's no breaks. You just film, send it to the radio, they publish it. So I love it. It makes me better every day. It's just like going to the gym. It's the hardest session, but it's like going to the gym with the coach and your peers, where, you know, iron sharpens iron.
I love it. So one more thing, where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 3 years?
3 years? One of the biggest businesses I have right now, it's underlayment. It's taken off. So we've done like over $3-4 million this year. It's a newest business, so it's going up. Industry is changing. We're fixing big problems there.
And by the way, that's BEM Direct, correct?
BEM Direct, yep. So that business goes like directory, probably going to double, if not triple in size, both contractors and transactions and the homeowners. I mean, I feel like we broke the ground. We built the foundation in the past 5 years, and now we're building the building. And foundation is the hardest. Like, it's packed, it's done, foundation is there, and now the buildings are going up.
I got the pleasure of meeting your family, your kids last year. How's everyone doing? I think you said your second is starting to drive now, right?
Yeah, second is starting to drive. You have to drive like, what, 50 hours before they pay. So it's a quality time, right? Like, I know I'm flying tomorrow morning, and I know every Saturday, every Sunday, you have to have night hours, you have to have day hours. I taught my oldest, Anastasia, last year, so she's been driving for a year. We have to have oil change for her tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Oh boy.
And then driving with his son. It's a quality time, because, you know, think about it, every week, 1-2 hours, I'm just driving with my son. And I have 3 more after that. So not only I have to buy 5 cars, like 4 to go, but I also have 4 more kids to teach to drive.
Oh boy. I know children are a blessing. I'm blessed to have my son. He actually joined us this year. He's working full-time in marketing and sales, and I love it. Working beside him every day is a dream come true. I absolutely love it. So I just want to thank you also for all that you and your team have done for us at Trinity Roofing, from the amazing design for our new logo, all the help with the videos, our weekly meetings. It goes on and on and on from there. Like, you've helped us so much in the last 3 or 4 years. It's awesome. I'm very happy you would sit down and do this with me. And I look forward to Monday morning meeting.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.